Jets Football Club, which will be, of course, hosting plenty of the women's finals. This one is the first final that they're hosting. There'll be four matches out here at HG Parker Reserve as well. You've got the Division 4 second semi-final, and you've got the two Premier A semi-finals as well. So a big day out here, and then they'll be hosting the I think three grand finals in a couple of weeks' time, and then they've got a couple of preliminary finals the following week. But yeah, let's focus on this matchup, Rowville and Park Orchards. Like I said off the top, they've been the two benchmarks of Division 1 this year. And Trent, it was a draw last time around. The first meeting you saw alongside Ryan Long was a bit of a lopsided affair, but Park Orchards were missing some players. If that draw is anything to go by, we're in for an absolute ripper here.
No, there's no doubt there. Yeah, it was definitely a lopsided contest. Sorry, the one I saw, but that's a while back now, and I'm looking forward to a fresh set of eyes on today's match. And there's plenty on the line, like you said. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, very excited indeed. As Park Orchards have just run out onto the ground here. Rowville, I think they'll be running onto the ground soon. So, yeah, there's plenty of talent on both sides. Jono, let's go to you from a Rowville side of things. There is plenty of VFLW, whether that be current or ex-VFLW talent, plenty of ex-Blackburn players who played in Premier Division last year. Who are you going to be keeping a close eye on today from a Rowville side of things?
I'll be keeping an eye on basically every ex-Blackburn player, I reckon, for sure. But of course, don't forget, there is VFLW listed talent in this team for Rowville. Of course, no late changes to either side. It's important to mention that. But players that we're going to look at today, and I'm very excited to watch, include but are not limited to Jade Wise, who's had 22 goals from 9 matches. And of course, Mietta Kendall, who is a very seasoned veteran around the VFL side of things. Looking forward to it from a Rowville perspective for sure.
Yeah, and Mietta Kendall, she has played plenty of VFLW games the last couple of years. I think she's played 12. She played 12 games for Casey Demons in the 2021 VFLW season, and then moved along to Hawthorn. 9 games, including both the VFLW finals that the Hawks played this season. And Jade Wise also has played a couple of VFLW games for Hawthorn, 4 matches, including a semi-final appearance this year as well. There's plenty of other talent too. Danielle Brotto, the second leading goal scorer from the 2022 Division 1 season behind Georgia Fairbairn, has kicked 30 goals so far this season. Can she add to that tally? Logan O'Connell-Webb as well, an ex-Berwick player from last year, and she was a Team of the Year member in Division 1 as well. And there's equally plenty of talent on Park Orchard side of things. Trent, who are you going to be keeping a close eye on from the Sharks?
No, you're dead right there, Josh. I think Mia McAuliffe's probably one to look out for sure. Her 17 goals in 8 games has probably been a standout for the Orchard, along with Alana Boal. 19, there's 19 alongside her name there, so they're a bit of a dynamic duo up forward, and yeah, it's hard to believe that it's her first senior season. So yeah,
she's got plenty of talent. Alana Boal, of course, you've got Izzy Pollock roaming on the wing or in midfield. She was a Division 1 Team of the Year member as well, and won the best and fairest of Division 1 alongside Basin superstar Julia Baker. Georgia Livingston has played the last couple of games. Since round 7, she's been named 6 out of a possible 6 times in the best for Park Orchards, and this is her first season too, which is quite remarkable to think of. Caitlin Rukavina, she has plenty of experience, 36 senior games with the Sharks. She's been between 2019 and 2022, been named in the best in 17 of those games, 5 times in the best this season, and 1 best on ground. Christine Bertoldi this season as well. I believe this is her first season. She's had the most times in the best for the Sharks, 8 out of 12 and 3 best on ground as well. And yeah, there is plenty of talent on that Park Orchard side of things. I think we're going to get a bit of an early start here, fellas. Both teams are just moving into positions. Umpires in the middle of the ground. Do we have a tip for today's match?
I'm probably leaning towards Park Orchards, just because there's a few mates that venture down that way. But no, that's the only reason there. It's probably a flip of the coin, isn't it?
It really is. Jono, who are you tipping?
I'm going to tip Rowville, but it's going to be a very tight margin. I'm going to say inside 10. Are we across the rules for extra time? Because I reckon that might be a factor, Josh.
I wonder if that will be a bit of a factor, but I'm going to go with Trent. Park Orchards. They've looked very promising this year. So teams are in position. Rowville, they'll be kicking to the left of your screens, on Facebook and YouTube, or to the Belgrave line end of the ground. Park Orchards, they'll be kicking to the Dandenong Creek end of the ground, or to the right of your screen. But players are in position. Umpire holds the ball aloft. John O'Ven, take us away.
Let's get under the way then. Away in the second semi-final. Just heading along the ground. We'll have another ball up inside the centre circle. A lot of pressure around for sure. This time, Rowville's going to get tapped down through Kite. Going to advance, but only as far as that Park Orchards player, and they're going to go to the edge of the 50. Here's Trent Cullen.
So they enter inside 50, do Park Orchards now, a low drilling ball. Will just trickle through for a minor score. So Park Orchards with an early lead.
It was Izzy Pollock. She's starting off a half-forward flank as well. From what I last saw, when she played in that Rowville Park Orchards game, from what I saw, she started on a wing. So interesting move here from the Park Orchards coach, playing her a bit up forward.
Montague to take it to near side, but she couldn't find the intended target. Chasing it there was Notman. She couldn't quite pick up the footy. It's a bit of a scrap going on, and the umpire will call for the footy, and we'll have a ball up just about 45 metres out. And the Park Orchards go. Up goes the footy. Park Orchards get first hands. Strong tackle there by Denny. We'll see yet another ball up. Gee, it's a beautiful day here, as I said, at H.E. Parker, gents. I will continue to say that and tell you what, the teams later on to play will be in for a treat. Out come Rowville. And Bukaroom almost took the mark, but she couldn't quite. A solid tackle on her teammate there, Morton. We'll see another ball up inside the centre square.
Already plenty of pressure, which you expect nothing less from the two top sides and in a final two.
So there's been a whistle, and they'll point the way of Park Orchards with a chance to head inside 53 Clark. So Brianna Clark can pop this one to a hot spot if she fancies. She's got an option in short, and it's a good one. So like that every game. Her kick smothered going forward, although it might work out in the end as Rukavina pit up and then dumps a long one straight into the wing arms of the Rowville defender, who intercepts, and she can kick it back from whence it came, although Bertoldi stands in the path. And she wastes no time in popping this one to a hot spot again. It's off hands. Rowville have the numbers at ground level. Number 20 goes off the deck there in Wise. There's a scrap on still, and they'll head laterally now into space. It's a one-on-one contest at ground level. Bertoldi getting involved again once more. She could follow up her good work. Then she's dumped at a good tackle. So Boal now can head inside 50 now. And she's disposed of in the marking contest. Not sure how that wasn't a free kick. Bit of front on. Play continues at ground level now. Right forward pocket. It's almost thrown out in the end. No real clean possession. We'll have a whistle. It'll go the way of Park Orchards. They earned that one.
They did. They've worked really hard so far, Park Orchards. Have locked it in well in the first 3 minutes inside 50. And a chance here for Mia McAuliffe to kick the first goal.
So the accustomed mark. She wheels around. Puts it to the teeth of goal. It's off hands.
I think that's Izzy Pollock.
Izzy Pollock. Right spot, right time. Gee, she's dangerous. Unguarded on the goal line. She scores.
She's looked very lively to start this game early on, Izzy Pollock, as has Alana Boal. She's playing a bit more of a high half-forward role, but a great finish there. Great instincts from the super talented midfielder forward, Izzy Pollock, and Park Orchards. They've got the early running. It's a chance Rowville need to respond sometime soon.
You can see Mietta Kendall just in the perfect position there to intercept. She just couldn't quite get her hands on the footy. And Park Orchards do indeed have the first of the day. So we go again. Clark gets the tap down and goes to open space. And Park Orchards have the numbers, though. Park Orchards player there gathers possession of the footy, but is wrapped up at the exact same time. They'll have holding the ball is the call.
Been hot early.
I was going to say it was a ball up, but completely wrong. And then inside 50 they go. Here's Cara Jeffers. Oh. She heads down to the goal face. The kick, and I reckon Rowville are on here for the first goal. That was a great tackle there by the Park Orchards player in Searle. Might still be a chance, though, Rowville, as the footy is wrapped up just on the edge of the goal square to the left of the goal place. And we'll have another ball up here. Up we go. Players round to Rover, but no one can particularly pick it up, as Rowville have the numbers in this particular contest, and then they managed to come out of it. Do Park Orchards through Clark, only 20 metres away from the original contest, though, and just finding a way to move it out, though, Park Orchards. They're going to do well. So they think, as Searle will chase. She left the contest behind, and Park Orchards are out. Bertoldi will run down the wing. She's got open space. A teammate presents. She elects to go the handball instead, and then it goes through the teammate's legs. That teammate, of course, is Hartnett. And a little while down the line, we see another stoppage just on the edge of the Park Orchards 50.
Can I just say that tackle before from Georgie Searle as well? That was a goal-saving tackle. Brilliant. And Park Orchards have done really well here to move it up the ground.
Yeah, they're winning the territory battle, that's for sure. Rowville try and link up by hand. They do well. Was Wise getting involved once more. They can go through the corridor. So the shortest route to home. Geez, it's set up well for Bo Curran. Now a one-on-one contest. It's Park Orchard's turn to defend grimly. They do well. They just try and run the gauntlet outside 50. And a kick into space will find the line. And it may just well be a last possession rule going the way of Drew, who was unaware.
Good old lasso rule as it is in the VFLW, Jono.
It's a great signal, I'll tell you that, Josh. So Drew pulls the kick.
Oh, good mark.
He finds Bukaroom perfectly. She sends it down further afield to a one-on-one contest, but there's going to be Park Orchards infringed with. Taking the kick is Bowman, I think, who goes across the field. Looking for Livingston, who manages to pick up the footy. Send it in the direction of Panzer, but goes a fair while away from her, unable to get it, and it's going to go over the boundary line.
Dakota Hohen has got the job on Danielle Brotto, and so far there's only been a couple of contests. She's done really well, I have to say. It's a last possession role here. And Rowville is starting to press hard now, though.
So far wing side it sits. They can pop this one off. It's off hands. Rowville with the outnumber at ground level. Stacks on. We'll have a ball up in front of the scoreboard. Rowville yet to score. Park Orchards 1-1-7. You can just hear what it means from where we're sat, right above the Park Orchards bench. There's a dump kick out of there. Will be intercepted. And the Hawks colours can send it inside 50 once more. So Park Orchards had numbers at the 4, though. A holding free kick advantage might be paid with an off-the-ground soccer. Bo Curran, it might have been.
I think it was.
Wise even.
I think it was Jade Wise. Yeah, Jesus.
Proven goal kicker, of course, 22 from 9, and 4 goals against Park Orchards last time the two teams met in the 49-all draw, lads.
Yeah, that's a brilliant finish there as well from Jade Wise. I've seen her play at VFLW level before. She's shown she can be capable of pulling off a great finish, whether that be from outside the 50-metre arc or just instincts there. And that was a terrific finish, showing her class. And while Rowville, they don't level things up exactly, but get it back to a 1-point margin.
A proven player at state league level, that's for sure. Kite gets the tap down again, but in the direction of her teammate who roved it in Wise. The goal kicker will have another ball up in the exact same spot. Kite gets the hit out to advantage, or so she thought, as the Park Orchards Sharks are on. Taking the mark easily is Boel, who gets the hand pass back with the 1-2, sends it towards the teeth of goal. Her teammate almost took the mark and then off the ground. Brilliant stuff from Isabel Pollock. It doesn't get any better than that. Game awareness, perfect stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant.
An early contender for goal of the day for sure.
We've had 2 contenders for goal of the day, I reckon. That Jade Wise goal was good, but I reckon that is better. Drops the mark, and then just off the deck. Brilliant finish. It's been on fire, Izzy Pollock, and she's going to need to be on her A game. So today is, yeah, good start for Park Orchards. They've had a couple of inside 50s, and they immediately respond here.
She's done most of her good work this season in the middle, hasn't she, Josh?
Yeah.
That might be a bit of a move to swing her forward. A good one at that. So they go at it in the ruck again to contest. Rowville can get the clearance, although it was skewed off the boot of Denny. Park Orchards lead the race to the footy. There's a fight on at ground level with Kite getting involved. Wise, rather.
There's a big crowd here building at HE Parker.
It's brilliant. You'd love to see a big crowd out here.
How good's local footy finals, gents? For the first time in 3 years, we're back.
So another crunching tackle. It's hot in the kitchen early.
It is, and Park Orchards have been really bringing on the pressure. I've been really impressed with their pressure.
So Kite to contest once more with Clark. The hit-outs, palm down the throat of Rukavina. And then front on tackle, shirt fronting, and we'll have a holding free kick in the end. So it'll go the way of
Boel. So Boel sends a high up and under, big contest forming. It missed that Rowville player, but they still managed to move it forward, Park Orchards. Kick to the top of the goal square. Might be on. She's got a bit of work to do, this Park Orchards player, and in there as well was Pollock, but footy goes over the boundary line and we'll have a ball up.
I have to say as well, I've also been impressed with Brianna Clark in ruck, consistently giving her midfielders or forwards first use as she does here.
Park Orchards in possession of the footy, although not much. Kendall mops up and then is immediately brought to ground. She, by the looks of things, will have a free kick. Send it down the line. Morton missed the mark, but Rowville might still be on here, and then a kick off the boot of Trussler sends it out of bounds, and Rowville can just regroup. And Morton gets the ball back here. She's got to send it to a contest. She's got no choice but to do other than that. Looking for Butcher. She couldn't quite take the mark, and now she's over the back. Here's Park Orchards through Bertoldi to bring it back in again.
So reward for effort there, Bertoldi putting her head in the hole. She can bite off the inboard ball to Clark, who sends a long one, although Rowville had all the numbers, and it was Notman bringing it down. So she's an important stakeholder down back for Rowville as they head out onto the far wing side now. It's 2-on-1, favouring the Hawks, and we'll have a ball up. So good little win from the Park Orchards player, locking it in there. So it'll be tossed out once more for Clark to do battle again in the ruck. It's palm down, spinning kick through the corridor, Rowville. And picking it up cleanly there was Ray, so she can head inside 50. And she had Carmen finding separation. She bites off a little dinky ball to her teammate in Trussler. Put her under pressure from the moment she collected it.
I have to say, the delivery inside 50 as well has been really good for both sides, particularly Park Orchards here.
Play restarts. Appears to be all Park Orchards at the moment. Trussler tried to bury her way through. The footy is advanced inside 50 for Park Orchards. Looks like we'll have another ball up. Solid tackle there by Notman. Inside 50, probably 45 out from the Park Orchards goal. We go again. Rucks go to work. The tap down was pretty good to Denny. She just managed to gather. And Rowville will clear, you'd think. Oh, she's met with a 2-on-1 very well, that Rowville player. Moving down, though, still. Trying to pick up the ball there was Panzer. She did a good job at it. Then the footy goes down to ground. And looks like we'll have another ball up, lads.
It's become a bit more scrappy now, much like a finals type game. A very quick start, but
high pressure for sure.
Yeah.
So sharking it there was Morton. Her kick was smothered. I'll invite Park Orchards to go to work. They try and link up by hand with Pans up. It's wrestled out of her hands. And then a driving kick forward will bounce towards the arc of 50. So Park Orchards now have defended well in the early stages. They look to clear now. Just a hack ball down the line. Standing underneath it there was Cornish. Unable to complete the mark, and now Park Orchards. And they've had numbers out all day, it seems. Carmen drives it to the teeth of goal, and she's out here if she can collect it well.
Oh,
Tries to burst through traffic. She had the handball, but wanted to take it herself.
that was Alana Boyle. Silky moves there from the talented forward.
So here come Rowville. A bit of work to do as the pressure is very high at the moment. Outside broadcast wing, they go looking for Kendall. She couldn't quite take the mark, and then a stray boot from stray boot from Haysom. I meant wasn't too great, but and another ball up. Results just after that. We've got a restart here. Footy goes to ground, and Mietta Kendall's piling on the pressure. Her teammate comes to help. Her teammate's Cornish. Footy going to go out of bounds just near the sheds on the outer side.
Park Orchards have done most of the attacking as well. They're going to need to, get reward for effort. Yes, they've kicked 2 goals and have an 8-point advantage, but they need to get reward for a great start.
So Boal might have been denied on the goal line. She fancied her chances and made a pretty good fist of it in the end. Through for a minor score, so Park Orchards still with the 1 major to their name. Rowville rather. Park Orchards 2-3-15. So Rowville look to exit now and build some sort of momentum. They head down the line, sails over the pack, and there's a race on. Outer wing side, using her body well there was the Park Orchards player, and they go off the deck, do Rowville, so just gaining meterage as best they can. Trying to spin out of there. Laying a good tackle was Taylor. It's wrapped up in front of the scoreboard. And the long shadows over there.
16 and a half gone in the first term here of the second semi. Qualifying final. Rowville get one out the back through Morton, sending it down looking for a teammate. Footy finds open space though behind all of them. Ooh. Footy comes in now. Bouncing ball. Park Orchards player there is going to get first hands to it. Hand it off to a teammate. Kicking to open space though. Trying to collect it there. Did well though. And then off the boot from Butcher. Sends him inside once again. Rowville might be on here, you reckon? It's the 1-on-1 contest. Bukarumi goes around the corner with a right boot. It's a great looking kick. Teammate almost took the mark. And it's buried inside the goal square. We'll have another stoppage. Rowville have actually really managed match the pressure at the moment.
You wouldn't want to concede here as well, Park Orchards. They've been the dominant side, and just to concede 2 goals in this first quarter, as they do.
Contest the ruck. One of their teammates kicks a goal. Who was that? Do we know?
Do not know. Could have been Danielle Brotto. It could have been Danielle Brotto crumbing, but that's a good finish, and that hurt. In fact, it was Danielle Brotto. She kicks her first, her 31st goal of the season. Right as I said that Park Orchard shouldn't concede here, they do concede. A bit of a commentator's curse, if you will, but yeah, they pressed hard there, Rowville, and deserved that goal. So
well called by match analyst and host Josh Ward. Here's Trent Cullen.
So that's the special comments there. The voice of Josh Ward. Park Orchards have him to blame. So it'll be tossed high once again. Bodies collide. And there's a battle line at ground level, and winning that battle was Kendall for Rowville. She can head to the far wing side now, where the square meets on the edge, and then it's just flicked out of there by hand. So Rowville trying to gain a bit of ascendancy. There's bodies slow to get up. As a good tackle's laid in the end.
Brilliant.
Boal it was. Won't be rewarded, or she will. So
Boal goes to the outer side on the 45 to a 1-on-1 contest. Finds her teammate very comfortably. Livingston kicks it further down the line to a bigger contest this time, and then managing to take the mark there was that Rowville player who wastes no time at all, sending it back inside 50. They've got a mark inside. Moving it on quickly, though, to Bukaroon. Bukaroon will have a shot on goal. Looks to me like a very fantastic angle if you're a Rowville goal kicker like Bukaroon is.
Oh, it's the perfect angle. She's had a terrific season all year, and she's been terrific for Rowville these past 2 seasons. So a big chance here to give them the lead.
Was it 14 from 13? And she makes it 15 for the season. And Rowville have hit the lead 3 straight 18 to 2-3-15 as the siren sounds to end the first term. Let's get some thoughts from Trent Cullen first.
That was almost a tale of two halves, that first term, wasn't it? I mean, Park Orchards had all the ascendancy with what we thought was going to be the scoring end. But no, kudos to Rowville for clawing their way back, and they eventually hit the lead. So through Brew Curran there.
Josh Ward.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves. I reckon it'd be a tale of a couple of quarters. You know, the Park Orchards were on top for 3/4 of that term, then Rowville just laid on top in the final 5 minutes and take advantage of their opportunities and take a much deserved lead. As we'll go through the goal kickers now. So Park Orchards, the only two goals have gone to Izzy Pollock, who started this game on fire. 3 individual goal kickers as well for Rowville. Danielle Brotto with the second, Jade Wise with the first, and Haneen Bukaruma with the last, right before the quarter time siren. As we'll go to a break here on the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round. It's Rowville 3 straight 18, leading Park Orchards 2-3-15. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round, broadcasting live from HE Parker Reserve. We've got the Division 1 second semi-final, or qualifying final, if you will, between the Rowville Hawks and the Park Orchards Sharks. If you're just tuning in, Rowville, they lead 3 straight 18, Park Orchards 2-3-15. We talked about it at the end of the first quarter, but John, it really was a tale of two halves, or three quarters of Park Orchard's dominance and a quarter of Rowville dominance, and sees the Hawks take the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And well, hopefully, if I was the coach, Leanne Gill, I would say we need to really pick up from where we left off there. We found some good momentum. It's all about building on that.
And Trent, who has impressed you so far, quickly, for either side?
I think Christian Bertoldi for Park Orchards has probably been one that stood out the most. And just touching on that Park Orchards coach again, I think she'd be lamenting that red time goal late in that first term.
It definitely is. Trent Cullen, get us on the way for the second quarter here at HA Parker Reserve in the Division 1 second semi-final.
So 3 points separate these two sides as we're underway for the second term. And rising high there was Jones. She can slap it only as far as Park Orchards, although the handball missed the mark, and then Wise can dump a long one into the waiting arms of Hutchinson. So they've got numbers out here. Further afield do Park Orchards. Spilling it was Rukavina. She's got work to do at ground level. And in company, doing well was O'Connor Webb on her hands and knees. We'll have a stoppage, broadcast side wing.
Pressure just ticked up a notch, I reckon.
So there's a somewhat of a race on, and winning that well was Park Orchards as they can work it out by hand through Livingston. She tried the 1-2 with her teammate, didn't work. Now Rowville can get to work through Taylor, although dumped was O'Connor Webb. Laying that tackle was Livingston.
Thought that would have been high for a second, but yeah, great tackle from Georgia Livingston.
Ball up on centre wing. Jones gets the tap down to the advantage of her Rowville teammate, who was then brought out of bounds.
Saved by the line.
Saved by the line indeed, and she took it over. She didn't kick it over, so we'll have another ball up just about 5 metres in front of the last one. Gee, a solid tackle there from Bell. Slammed her into the turf.
Got plenty of talent, Caitlin Bell, one of 5 ex-Blackburn players playing for the Hawks today.
Up we go again. Footy in dispute. Collecting it there was Taylor. It was immediately wrapped up, and we'll have yet another ball up. About maybe the 4th ball up in the exact same position around centre wing. Up we go once again. Chasing the footy was Rukavina. Rowville, though, might be able to find a way out through Wise. She was dispossessed. Jones gets involved again, but then Park Orchards come out the back door. Kendall's in there trying to put on the defensive act, but Park Orchards come out. Kick to a 1-on-1 contest. Missed them both, and it goes out of bounds directly in front of us on commentary position.
So it'll be Cornish to bring it back into play. Got a good view of this one. She's got options down the line. She heads in that direction now. It's a high up and under.
Great strength as well.
And it was
fantastic kick
to the advantage of Jones. So she can just pop this one over the top. She might have Wise
Strong
out.
Mark. It is Wise.
The Wise head of Jade.
Hey.
Thanks, Josh. She can head inside 50. Somewhat of a shallow entry. There's an outnumber favouring Park Orchards, and they can win it out by hand as they link up. Trussler getting involved once more. And Livingston again. So the trusty left foot of Livingston can wheel and go. It's a 2-on-2 contest with Cornish. She tried to soccer off the deck. She can turn tackler now if she likes. At ground level as bodies just pile on the footy. Right in front of the Park Orchards bench.
Let's do it all again then. Up goes the footy. Rucks have nominated. Jones gets the tap down, although not to the advantage of anyone in particular. Rukavina gets involved, gets it off to Bertoldi, who's got a bit of work to do trying to get it out, and it lands in the hands of the Rowville opponents. Another ball up just on the edge of the centre square centre wing. Up goes the football. Jones goes to work again into the hands of Kendall, who's immediately wrapped up, and yet another ball up. Josh Ward.
It's been plenty of pressure so far from Park Orchards. I've been particularly impressed with Georgia Livingston. to start this quarter. She's showing why she's been in the best every game she's played for the Sharks.
So Trussler dumps a long one onto the head of our teammate inside 50. As bodies collide, just thrown off it there was Cornish. And stepping through traffic was O'Connor Webb, so she can link up with Cornish, who found their feet once more. Kendall now.
Huge boot.
Drives a long one through the corridor.
That's a 40-metre kick, if you don't mind.
And it was pinpoint to Morton.
And that was just off 1 foot 2, that 40-metre kick.
Morton, likewise, off a step. Can head inside 50. Bocorum tracks it. She tried to muster the impossible, and it somehow stayed inside the field of play.
It's gone backwards.
You're unbelievable.
So Morton now, and Kendall off one step. So there's good mark speed taken there in the pocket.
Just over the top of that Park Orchards defender. Danielle Brotto, chance for her second goal.
Brotto it was. Probably could have guessed that. Our view was obstructed. So on an acute angle, she can wheel around. And it might have evaded the hands on the line as Brotto pops through her second.
Just listen to the crowd. They'll tell you the result. And, well, Rowville are well and truly away.
They really are. And that was a good finish there as well from Danielle Brotto. It's really started to light up. Start to get on top late in the first quarter, getting on top early here in the second. 2 goals and a 9-point lead for Rowville, 4 straight 24 to 2-3-15.
They had the goalkeeper on the line, did Park Orchards.
Yeah.
But she still found the back of the net somehow.
I think that defender as well, she could have been a little bit closer to the goal post, but yeah, still a great finish.
Back in the middle we go. Park Orchards need to respond. Down at ground level was O'Connell Webb
on the ball.
She's been pinged. Park Orchards will come out with it on the edge of the centre square on centre wing. Almost took the mark, did Rukavina. The teammate comes in to back her up. Umpire, though, has paid a free kick in favour of the Rowville, who's gone the wrong way.
They got to stop play here.
They might want to stop play to keep an eye on that as Kendall sends one down the line, but immediately turns it over. And Park Orchards are on here right in the way of the injury, which has seemed to clear itself. Notman takes the mark on the edge of the 50, sends one down the line to a 2-on-1 in favour of Park Orchards. Collecting it was Jones, who immediately turns it over. Panzer's got it, sending it back from whence it came. And then here's Bell, sending it literally down the line of the centre square to a teammate. Then out the back door, they managed to turn it over. Livingston gets it down. Bell missed it again. Red hot contest, and Park Orchards have got a fair bit of space, but they can't make use of it through Hartnett. In there nice and hard was Kendall. She's going to get it back there with a booming boot out to space. Wise has got it on the edge of the 50. And Rowville might be on here. A 1-on-1 contest. It's a foot race. It's going to fall for Brotto perfectly, who sends it towards the teeth of goal and has it. And Rowville have another 5 straight 30 to Park Orchards 2-3-15, 7-40 in the second term gone. Josh Ward.
They've had the equal amount scoring shots, Rowville and Park Orchards. It's just Rowville have been so clinical, and that's a brilliant finish there. Great judgment from Danielle Brotto. I think Dakota Hohen went a little too early, but yeah, Brotto just showing her class with another great finish. Goal number 32 of the season now. Oh, 33, I beg your pardon, of the season now. And yeah, they're running away here, Rowville. The Park Orchards need to come up with something soon to get back into this game.
So nice little buffer the way of Rowville. They've doubled Park Orchard's score in quick succession through Brotto, just stamping her class. So back in the centre it sits now. We'll have a secondary ball up. There's a battle line at ground level with O'Connor Webb. So with the socks pulled up, she heads down the line. There's Jeffers on her hands and knees. She was collected high, played for the free kick, not given. There's diving on there was a Park Orchards player, Rowville, sorry, and Park Orchards couldn't clear. So the left boot of Livingston can dump a long one over the head of McAuliffe. Yet to stamp her class on today's battle. Here she is again, sweeping handball to her teammate in Livingston once more, who's roaming this broadcast side wing. She heads down the line. Cornish getting involved in her quick hands. Found her teammate in Denny, who drives a high up and under. Was fashioned forward there by Bo Curran.
Bit of a volley there from Haneem Bo Curran.
Out of thin air as O'Connell Webb just bites off the 45 and there's a race on. Taylor leads that and she can link up by hand with Morton, who drives a long one. And an unkind bounce. We'll see it trickle over the line. Just skipped over and we'll have a last possession rule, Jono.
Katie Cornish, she's done really well in defences. Intercepted really well, and she's also started pretty much every attack from defence for the Hawks and nearly ended in another goal for them.
Hutchison called it on broadcast side, but you won't get it. The Rowville players come to meet it. It'll be another ball up as ball is well and truly locked inside their 50. Up goes the footy. Jones is quick to chase, and Park Orchards might come out here. They will. Into open space. Clever little tap there from Batoldi's good. They come down the line. The opposite number one in Cornish puts on the defensive pressure with the tap, but sent her player down to ground. She's got a free kick, though, Cornish. Down the line she goes into open space. The easiest of marks they're taken for Jones.
Not the greatest marking there from Park Orchard's chance here for Rowville to get inside 50.
Down goes the footy. Then it comes back up, and Park Orchards are on their way out again. McAuliffe couldn't quite take the mark, though, on this occasion, but they're still on open space ahead of them, except, of course, for Denny, who's been solid in defence.
She had a bit more time there, Brianna Clark, too. Could have taken a bounce or two, but yeah, good stuff there from Shay Denny.
So Denny now, she can head in the direction of her teammate in Jones, and then Jeffers finds it tucked up against the line. She can head inboard now. Standing in the path well, there was Hohen. Just landed on her chest. So she tries to take on the woman on the mark in Bell. Evades her somewhat, and then it's coming straight back. Although it's a bit of kick to kick here.
Aerial ping pong, perhaps.
So Park Orchards now with a chance to exit. It's a high up and under. Sails over the head of Livingston. And collecting it there was Morton, so she can drive it back inside to the pocket. Using her body well, illegally in the end it might have been. Brotto.
Hashtag save the dribble. Oh,
Jason Dunstall.
That went wrong, unfortunately.
But yeah,
Even
I think as well, they got to continue to use this broadcast wing, Park Orchards, because Georgia Livingston's just running rampant. And that left foot of hers, it's as lethal as any left foot as I've ever seen.
Have you seen me kick, Josh?
in the North Shorts. Anyway, so play progresses to the top of defensive 50 for Park Orchards. Might be able to find a way out here. They do. They go down the centre of the ground this time. 2-on-1 contest in favour of the Hawks. Nevertheless, Taylor brings it out and immediately turns it over. Hawks got a bit of work to do. Denny kicks across and turns it over once more. Park Orchards just biding their time at the moment. And then another turnover, this time back to Denny. Across the face on the 45 outside broadcast side, and her teammate comfortably takes the mark. Rowville kicking to a contest now as players head to ground. Umpire circling and have a ball up.
There's a Rowville player slow to her feet. They've set up that brick wall well, haven't they? It's been the inability for Park Orchards to sort of cross that centre half as they get another opportunity here. As they drive a long one through the corridor now. They had the Crummers at ground level. They do well to link up, although she almost missed her hand. And then turns tackler and high in the end. So McAuliffe with a couple of errors, and her number 9, Denny, can head in the direction of Bell. So a juggling mark on the outer wing. She surveys the scene ahead and can send the high one to the hot spot. Centre half forward. There's a race on at ground level now. Park Orchards win out, although the hand missed the mark and Kendall's in pursuit. She used her body well, although illegally, according to the umpire.
Just a little shrug there from Mietta Kendall. And a nice throw there too.
So here's Ray, I think it is, at half back. Sending it down the line in the direction of Livingston, but Boel takes the mark. Looks for options ahead. Missed the intended target. The Park Orchards still might find a way through here as Denny puts on the stunning defensive pressure, gathering the footy. She's caught with it, and it'll be a ball up directly in front of us.
Again, they just can't find a way past past that half back line. As you said, Trent, they just Shay Denny and Katie Cornish have formed quite literally a brick wall.
Kite was pushed out. She'll have a free kick. Pushed out in the ruck contest, of course, as player behind her says, don't shoot. The turnover results, and it's Ray with the footy again, who goes across the face to a teammate who marks it very easily on the centre wicket. Goes to a teammate as Kendall once again in hot pursuit. But a free kick's been paid. It's going to go to Boel. We'll send it deep inside 50. Players missed it, but over the back was Hartnett. Goes towards the face of goal or just to the right, and we'll have a kick in, I think.
There's a big chance for Park Orchards to get back into this game. You know, Rowville have been the dominant
have
side.
a ball up, sorry.
They've been dominant this quarter, have Rowville, but it could be a similar ending to that first quarter here.
The Hartnett was on the lead there. She's been starved of opportunity as Taylor's finds it on the half forward flank, half back flank. Flicking it out there was Pans up. Let's sock it off the deck now. Leading the race might have been Boal, was a drilling ball inside 50. Hartnett's there. She can turn tackler on Bell, who escapes, and then nothing but green grass ahead. She's got Taylor for company. They can try and sort it out, although a holding the ball free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of Park Orchard, so another lefty can send it to the hot spot. Park Orchards have the numbers here. They read it well inside defensive 50. Diving on top of it was Drew there.
It's great pressure there from Rowville because Georgia Livingston had a ton of space and could have run right into goal and would have been a deserved goal for Georgia Livingston, who's been a shining light this quarter for the Sharks.
So Hartnett down to the opposition in Drew. The free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of Taylor.
This is very important here for Park Orchards. They're still well and truly in this. Just 3 minutes to go in the second term.
So 30-odd metres out. It'll take her best. Seems confident in her approach. She strolls in. And with a hop and a step, falls short of the goal line. It stays in the field of play, and then bodies just pile on. And then tap through in the end. So
great goal keeping there from Jones.
That was a great effort there from Jasmine Taylor too. She seemed confident, and I can understand why. If it was a couple of metres in, would have gone straight through the big sticks.
Options present on the outer side for the Hawks. Kendall almost took the mark, but she manages to get the footy again. Gets it off to Jones, and then gets it off to a teammate. Chasing the footy left and right. One of them, of course, was Taylor. Heads over the boundary line for a ball up.
Tell you who else who's impressed me for Park Orchards this quarter, Alana Panther. She's been terrific in midfield and down and in defence as well, working hard.
Up goes the footy, down goes the footy, and Mietta Kendall grabs it on the edge of the boundary line, kicks advancing for Rowville. Wise and a whole bunch of others go to ground, and then just behind that, a few players go to ground as well. One of them was Morton. The free kick's been paid, though, by the looks of things. And the Hawks have a chance to get it inside 50. The intended target was probably Wise, but it missed her. Jones is in there as well, just up and about, looking to get the outlet. They go again. Rowville with a kick towards the teeth of goal. Comes back a bit. Around the corner was pretty good from a Rowville teammate. Almost took the mark. Did Bukaroom, I think. No, it wasn't Bukaroom. It was Jeffers. She's brought to ground along with Trussler. We'll have another ball up inside 50.
Don't want to concede here. Park Orchards, they've done pretty well defensively, so it would hurt if they conceded a goal here.
Up goes the footy. Tried to chase it to Drew, but Park Orchards come out with a high, barrelly looking kick. Of course, it's going to be last touch just on centre wing.
Last
And
touch out of
Rowville
bounds
will
on
have
the
another chance again.
So time might beat them here. And it will now as Park Orchards intercept through Hutchinson. So we tick under the 10-second mark here in the second term. Ahead of the main break. Down at ground level now. And then she was wise to just drop it in the end. As the siren sounds, it'll be Rowville with 5 straight. So they've been perfect in front of the big sticks. The same can't be said for Park Orchards. 2-4-16. 14-point deficit ahead of the main break. Josh, you want to run us through the goal kickers that quarter?
So the only two goals for that quarter belong to Rowville superstar forward Danielle Brotto. The other goal kickers as well. Danielle Brotto has kicked 3. Jade Wise and Haneen Bukaroom have also kicked the 1 goal each for Park Orchards. The only goal kicker there is Izzy Pollock, who has the 2 goals. But fellas, a pretty dominant, interesting half, mainly dominated by Rowville, and yeah, they do deserve this lead as well after a pretty dominant second quarter.
If Park Orchards would be slightly more accurate, they'd be well within earshot of the Hawks. And as I said before, don't write them off. This should be a very interesting second half.
It's going to be very interesting. Trent, again, which players have stood out to you in that second quarter in particular?
I think it's probably hard to go past the likes of Livingston there. We mentioned her trusty left boot down the line. She almost roamed free on this broadcast side, but her efforts almost worked to no avail in the end. I mean, it was countered by Cornish and Denny for Rowville, who just acted as a literal brick wall in the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the defense of Park Orchards as well. You got to give them a shout out. They defended really grimly. They had to, and only conceded 2 goals belonging to Danielle Brotto, who looked like she was about to light it up early on in that second term. But we're going to go to a break here for half time, one of our longer breaks. We'll be back with the second half of action out here at AJ Parker Reserve for the Division 1 second semi-final. It's Rowville up 5 straight 13 to Park Orchards 2-4-16. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Deakin University women's match of the round. The first half done and dusted out here at H.A. Parker Reserve in the Division 1 second semi or qualifying final between the Rowville Hawks and Park Orchard Sharks. Rowville leading 5 straight 30 to Park Orchard's 2 for 16. Pretty dominant second quarter from Rowville. Park Orchard's dominating for 15 minutes of that first quarter, actually, before Rowville took control for pretty much the rest of that first half. Trent Callan, John O'Ven on the call, Josh Ward, special comment / the host today. Fellas, what are you expecting from Park Orchards and Rowville here? Jono, from a Rowville side of things, what do you hope to see from them?
Again, it's probably what Leanne Gill discussed at quarter time. Who's to say? Pick up where you left off and just enjoy the ride and just make sure that you just keep ticking over, because it's very important that they keep that momentum up. I reckon, yeah. And from a Park Orchards point of view, there's nothing left to say but come out firing or lose the game.
Yep,
pretty much.
Either go big or go home, as they say. As players are into position now, positional change. I think Katie Cornish is one of those players for Rowville down in defence. But second half about to get underway here. Siren sounds. Trent Callan, get us underway.
So it'll be Clark again with Kite. Been a fascinating ruck contest. Bell, positional change in the middle now. She's first onto it. And on the bottom of the pack, we'll have a stoppage.
And that's why Park Orchards were on top. It was Brianna Clark who was on top of ruck. And if she can get back on top, it'll go a long way to helping Park Orchards get back in this game.
So Bell with the clearing kick. They can work it out now through Wise, who can dump a long one to centre half forward. And with the outstretched hands, Rowville marks. She's got options further afield. And the left boot to the teeth of goal. Brotto's there again, although she's beaten by Hohen, who just hacks it out of there only as far as Taylor. So she can send it back from whence it came. She's got a lead on through Jeffers. She might have been infringed with, so this is not the start Park Orchards were hoping for.
But all the start that Rowville were hoping for sure.
Jeffers now steps in. Won't have the distance. Brotto's on the line. It's fisted out of her reach. There's a soft free kick. Hands in the back was the call, and it'll go the way of Jones. So consecutive chance here to nail through the first of the third term. And she does exactly that. So Jones slaps Rowville's 6th on the board, and they continue their hot streak in front of goal.
And 2-4-16 to the Park Orchards as well. Special comment / host Josh Ward.
Jeez, they've been clinical in front of goal. They're much like their men's last week. I think it was 11 straight goals the men kick in the second half alone. Rowville, the women here, they've kicked 6 straight, which is seriously impressive. I feel like Dakota Hohen could have rushed that through for a behind, but it still looked good, that spoil. Chance here for Park Orchards to go forward here, though.
They might just do that. McCauliffe, clever little sock off the ground in direction of Boel to the tip of the goal, and then a great mark taken by Hartnett. She's at the perfect angle to score this. 14 goals from 7 matches in the regular season. Directly in front, Ellie Hartnett kicks. Looks like it's just to the right. One behind. That's 2-5-17, trailing Rowville 6 straight 36. Josh Ward.
And that's been the tale of today, really. Park Orchard's been pretty inaccurate in front of goal. Rowville taken advantage of all their opportunities as they have a chance to rebound here to the Hawks.
Through Kendall. Yep, and bad kicking. Well, it's bad football, isn't it? So Wise has it now. She's quick to play on. Sensing a bit of momentum here. Taylor has it. She's got nothing but green grass ahead. She can head in the direction of Seedsman, who can try and fight for it at ground level. She does well in the end. Just dives on the footy and releases her teammate by hand. Bo Curran stands under this one.
Great take.
She's got Brotto out in a 1-on-1. You'd fancy her chances there. Sits on the deck now. Smother was applied there by Jeffers, and she just storms clear to the open goal and puts a statement on the board.
Well, to use a famous commentary line from last year's grand final, bang, 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 bang. It is all Rowville at the moment with 7 straight.
Jesus, they've been clinical, putting on a show in front of us here at the Hawks. But
7 straight, if you don't mind, umpire, please.
you do not mind that one bit. It's Cara Jeffers, just great speed for a player of her size and strength. Just avoiding two Park Orchards defender, and this is clinical footy from the Hawks, and they're just charging away here to a win, and a spot in the grand final.
Of course, that's her first goal in a few weeks. Her last goal came against her former side in Blackburn. We've got a restart here in the centre of the ground. I think it was Wise sending it forward or trying to at the feet of Jones. She sent one out the back door. Hovering around its players as Wise tries to get involved, and she was nutmegged. She goes to ground with a teammate, or at least she's trying to go to ground. Ball is trapped under there. Can the umpire find his whistle to signal we're going to ball it up? Yes, he can, and we will just do that to the left of the centre wicket. Up goes the football. And Park Orchards trying to find a way out, but it's all Rowville at the moment. Bouncing footy, a little kick off the ground from Park Orchards. Might find Hutchinson. It sort of does, but they're under the pump here, the Sharks. And Pollock was caught high. She'll have a free kick, sending it inside 50 to a fairly big contest. And then out the back door very cleverly was Hartnett, but she missed. And it's another behind conceded, and Rowville will bring it back in again.
I was just going to say, I think it was Danny Montague who was that goalkeeper. She did really well positioning herself for Stelly Hartnett, I reckon, into that behind there.
So their 6th blemish of this morning here at HE Park up. Bathed in sunlight as Park Orchards look to try and just burst out of there. To no avail. We'll have another stoppage inside 50. So a chance to claw one back here. The Sharks slap forward into the hands of Cornish. She can link up with her teammate. Bell has it. Drives a high one. Only as far as Bertoldi it might have been. No, Clark. Sorry, yes. The ruckman. So sends it back from whence it came. Standing underneath it was Hartnett. She's been lively out forward for the Sharks in this 3rd term.
They need this more than ever.
This will be
Sharks.
This will be a pretty good guy. I'd say 35 metres out, directly in front too.
She's in for a big kick.
So Hartnett sensing the occasion. It evades the goalkeeper on the line. She claims touch, but I think it'll be awarded to Hartnett.
Oh.
And the groans, the collective groans around this crowd.
Jesus, that deserved a goal. Might have just nicked the finger of that Rowville defender, though.
Potentially an on-field call there from the umpire as Rowville come out on the outer side this time through Wise, who kicks further down the line looking for Taylor. Couldn't quite find her. The poet didn't even know it. Park Orchards coming on the switch of play. Back inside 50. Footy goes to ground and players do too. We're going to have a ball up pretty much from almost the exact same spot where the kick was taken, although just a bit to the left. Footy goes up, footy goes down, and players hovering just around it. They're trying to get out the back door. The Hawks, they can't quite as Clark gathers. Sends it forward once again, and a great mark taken by who else but Hartnett. She has been fantastic.
3 behinds. She's had the 3 behinds this quarter. She has to kick a goal soon. Surely she has.
She's been. Oh, are we set for another commentator's curse here, Josh? I hope not.
God.
She has been fantastic with the marks. The kick off the boot looks pretty good, and she's finally got one. The reverse Moz has finally occurred. Cop that, Josh Ward. Park Orchards with one on the board. There you go. 3-7-25. Trailing 7 straight, 42, 8 minutes gone, 3rd term, Josh Ward, a right of reply.
Finally, I don't. Moz one, but that's a good finish and a much deserved goal there for Hartnett. She's been working tirelessly this quarter, and Park Orchards, they need to press home this advantage. Down by 17 points, they got the talent to get back and level things up. It's just about how much they finish their chances on goal now.
So can that breathe a bit of life into this Sharks outfit? They gain the clearance through McAuliffe, who streams forward and can send it to her teammate. Pollock it might have been, got off the leash. So the big name standing up for Park Orchards here. McAuliffe to Pollock off the back of a Hartnett goal minutes ago. So Pollock strolls in now on her trusty left. Pops through Park Orchards fourth.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. We have a decent fist of this contest. 4-7-31, Park Orchard 7 straight 42. Rowville, Izzy Pollock, a brilliant finish there. And a terrific mark too. As you said, Trent, the stars of Park Orchards combining, and they're really going to need to get on top in this third quarter and for the rest of this game too.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's a great sports chant, that, but something you probably won't see in local footy, that's for sure. Up we go. Clark does the ruck work, but hit out to advantage of Rowville. They come out the back door, trying to enter, but Searle was at the sit of it, trying to move it back through as the pressure is ramped up from Park Orchards. Great tackle leg by Panzer, who I believe has a softball background, if I'm not mistaken. Up we go. Clark gets the double tap. Managed to get it in, though, do Rowville. But then there's another turnover, and the Park Orchards come out through the outer side, but Toldy missed it. A great tackle there, following up from Rukavina. She's red hot in the contest at the moment, but Toldy, Denny tried to get involved. And Rowville move it further outer side, a one-on-one contest. Searle won it. Goes out of bounds. And it is going to be a Park Orchards free kick. Bukaroom stands the mark.
The Park Orchards
the kick is Searle. Sorry, Josh.
The Park Orchards fans here, they're getting up and about right beneath us, and I think they'll look to continue to ride off those fans down here, the Park Orchards team.
And the Park Orchards pressure, like we've said, it's almost off the scale at the moment, and it's taken its toll. As Drew's in a word of hurt.
The crowd riding every tackle here at H.E. Parker. Is there anything better than finals footy?
So the premiership quarter, it's tossed high once more. The two rucks are going at it. McAuliffe collects and she's gang tackled. So right in front of us it sits. The Park Orchards bench barking instructions. It's tapped forward. Clark only as far as Bell. She manufactures somewhat of a ball that'll trickle out. And it'll be last possession rule going the way of the Orch. So she surveys the scene ahead, It's tossed high. Bell from 3 deep, tried to rise, and then spinning out of traffic well there was Taylor.
Unbelievable.
Kicks manufactured forward now.
Oh, what a slap.
Streaming onto it there was Bertoldi.
The blind turn from
She
Kendall.
was too quick for her own good. And it'll invite Rowville to head inside forward 50.
Look out.
Collecting it there was Bo Curran, who turns tackler on Rukavina.
The pressure gauge.
Oh, it's immense.
Nobody knows how it works when you're watching the footy, but it is red hot on both sides. Jones gets the tap down, but only to the advantage of the Park Orchards player. Rukavina, she's wrapped up, and
brilliant there.
Jones has been rewarded. Great tackle from her. She sends it inside 50 to a 2-on-2 contest. Can Rowville win it out the back as Bukaroom sends it with the right boot. It misses everything. Chasing the footy is Seedsman. She can gather and sort of centre to a one-on-one contest. That Park Orchards player's wrapped up. And we'll have another ball up on opposite broadcast side in the pocket. Up it goes. Clark gets the tap down to a teammate in, not entirely sure who that was. Here's Boel clearing it for Park Orchards, but only as far as that Rowville player who was likely going to send it back in. She does, but then turns it over. And the Sharks have it again.
Good strength there from Simone Notman, but just straight into the hands of the Park Orchards defender there as they go forward here, Trent Callan.
So Pollock, long way from home. She sends it to where she'd probably like to be. Hartnett overruns it. And Haysom can mop up her mess and then just dribble a kick that'll be turned over through Pollock, gaining the last possession rule. So Park Orchards, with all the momentum at the moment, Rowville tried to stem the flow. It's in the direction of Hartnett. It bounces off her chest. Stayed in the field of play somehow. It's back in the direction of Pollock, who turns tackler.
Holding the man.
Illegally in the end, so she'll have to cough that one up.
In come Rowville now, down the line, looking for Seedsman, who couldn't quite take the mark, but Rowville still might be able to centre the ball. They can't, and that was a brilliant take from the Park Orchards player, who immediately moves on a little bit further down the line. Intended teammate couldn't quite take the mark, but then Bertoldi chases, gets the footy. A one-on-one contest, though, only as far as Rowville, but Park Orchards might still be on here. Got time and space to just regroup. I think that was Hutchison, gets it off to Bertoldi again, runs around a couple of opponents in the direction of Kendall, though, cutting it off. And Rowville will probably clear as Bertoldi gets to the sit, but she completely missed the football. In the centre of the ground is Bell, who sends it forward. The Park Orchards defender doing very well to mark that at half back.
Good strength there from Caitlin.
That's a lovely ball.
Here we go.
Bites off the 45 to Trussler. We can take a running bounce and head to her teammate in support down the line. She's got Hutchinson from a standing start. Will try and find the chest of Hartnett. It evades her.
Oh, here we go. No.
And she's unable to mop up the mess at ground level. As O'Connor Webb, so the hyphen, can step back inboard now and drive a long one down the line, although standing in the path was Ray.
She had a good third quarter, I reckon, Matilda Ray.
It's Park Orchards now setting up the brick wall. They can bite off a dangerous one inboard. On the 45 stands Boal, who can head in the direction of the hotspot. So Hartnett will fly in front of her, unable to pay the mark.
Stiff.
Hutchinson now with a chance.
Oh,
She was disposed of
stiff again.
on her kick forward, and it'll dribble out.
That's a fair bump there from Katie Cornish. Two really good chances, but just a really good effort there from Park Orchards forward. But then
Did she hold that long enough?
I think maybe not long enough, but if she'd held it for a millisecond longer, I reckon she would have held it long enough, though.
It's coming back.
Turnover, Park Orchards.
And it's Izzy Pollock as well. On the wrong side for her, though.
Reckon she might be a chance to pull this off, though.
She kicks this would be goal of the day.
Pollock sends it in, looking for McAuliffe, but instead the footy found Jones. That Rowville player was held. The umpire said play on. Out the back. Kendall immediately wrapped up and going across the boundary line, or not quite, as the Park Orchards might be able to regroup. Here's Boel. Wasn't 15, though. The umpire calls play on. Inside 50. There might be a chance out the back. Is Georgia Livingston, who plays on. Has she been giving the advantage? No. No, probably a spur of the moment type thing. So Georgia Livingston will have another kick.
I think it's Jade Hutchinson who might have the kick. Looked like it was her who was slung out, but
Thanks for that, Lordy. Appreciate it.
big chance here, a massive chance for Park Orchards to continue this momentum and make it a 5-point ball game.
So it is Hutchinson. She was best on ground versus North Ringwood in round 11. The season proper. A fast approach. Kicks on its way. It's over the line. Park Orchards fans get excited. You go to 5-7, 37 trailing Rowville. 7 straight 42. 5 points in it. 2 minutes to go, third term. Here we go. The Premiership quarter, nobody's won it yet except for maybe Park Orchards.
This has been a brilliant comeback from Park Orchards. When Rowville, I think it was the first two goals, I thought they were going to be down and out, but no, they found a way to get back into this game. They've got all the momentum behind them, and they would just love another goal here with the Sharks, and Rowville would equally love another goal here.
Oh, look out.
So they've been inspired out of this main break. And Rowville try and put the clamps on. It's thrown out of there, only as far as Morton, who just hacks a high one forward. Centre half forward it sits now. Bodies just pile on, stacks on style. Kendall just watches and helps her teammates up. So on the square it sits. Clark to contest again. Gets a fist forward only as far as Kendall. She's in two minds and then just dribbles a kick forward. Rowville can turn it over. As bodies just pile on, there's going to be some sore bodies tomorrow morning as Pollock looks to exit now. She's got Livingston, who wheels onto her left. Can dump a long one. They contest that well, do Park Orchards. Taylor's there. She just dumps it into space, and the race is on now. McAuliffe can spin her marker and then drive a long one that evades over the head of Hartnett.
Here we go. I reckon Hartnett is probably instrumental to the next 20 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm trying to kick it to her as much as possible. The clock might beat them all, though. It's time to tick down. Josh Ward.
She's been clunking marks left, right, and centre. Ali Hartnett. She's going to be very crucial in these final couple of seconds, maybe in this final quarter.
Hawks probably going to run out of time as we go inside 10 seconds. Maybe one last roll of the dice for Park Orchards. I reckon so. The kick's on its way. Bouncing ball just to the left as the siren sounds and they record another behind. It's Rowville 7 straight 42, leading Park Orchards 5-9, 39 at three-quarter time on the EFNL Women's Match of the Day on the EFNL YouTube and Facebook pages. Josh Ward.
That was an impressive comeback there from the Sharks. They made this a really interesting contest in the final quarter. I think the message will be simple for Park Orchards. They'll just be looking to continue that momentum heading into this final quarter. Rowville will just look to get back on top, and it is going to be a massive final quarter out here at HE Parker Reserve. Trent Callan, who's impressed you the most so far?
I think everyone from that Park Orchards list in front of me, they've all stood up when it's probably mattered most, haven't they? So that'll be interesting when we turn for home here.
Definitely is. As we'll go through the goal kickers now, Izzy Pollock has kicked 3 goals and the 2 behinds too, so she could have had more. Ali Hartnett has also kicked the 1 goal alongside Jade Hutchinson. Danielle Brotto has 3. Cara Jeffers, Jade Wise, Haneen Bukaroom, and Rachel Jones. The other goal kickers for the Hawks is we'll go to the three-quarter time break here. It's Rowville up by 3.7 straight 42 on Park Orchards 5-9, 39. You've been tuning in so far to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round out here at H.A. Parker Reserve, the Division 1 second semi-final between Rowville and Park Orchards, and we have got ourselves a fist of a contest out here. It's Rowville leading 7 straight 42 to 5-9 39. It was a pretty handy advantage only at the start of this third quarter. I think they were up by 25 points before Park Orchards kicked the final 3 goals of that third quarter and have brought themselves right back into this contest. Josh Ward here alongside Trent Cullen and Jono Van. Jono, we said it before third quarter time. What an impressive comeback from the Sharks.
It is, and I'll tell you what, hold on to your hats, whoever you support, because your hat just might blow right off, depending on what happens in the next 20 minutes. 3 points in it. And, well, it's just a matter of what the coaches would be discussing now, because the premiership quarter was Park Orchards. They've just got to hit the lead.
And Trent as well. Who do you reckon stands up in this final quarter for either Rowville or Park Orchards?
I think Belle, she was probably unsighted there for Rowville that quarter. I think her energy behind the ball, and she can really throw herself at the footy, and she'll be important in Rowville going forward to the next stage, I think.
Definitely. And from Park Orchard side of things, Alana Bowell, she's been pretty impressive, but I reckon she needs to step up her game here. She hasn't gone on the scoreboard. I feel like she's playing a bit more of a midfield high half forward role, though. But she wouldn't mind kicking a goal or two here. Of course, leading goal kicker for Park Orchards. And if she can get off the leash, then it could be Park Orchards progressing through to the Division 1 grand final as patrons disperse from the 2 huddles. A massive amount of Park Orchards fans here.
Because we mentioned pre-game, they did play in a draw last time these two sides met.
It's pretty much a similar scoreline.
If that was to play out today, what's the go there?
That I do not know. I believe we'd have a bit of extra. We would have extra time, but that
does it come down to ladder position, you reckon, or
I not too sure, but I guess we'll find out eventually. I don't think it'll be a draw though. I think it's going to go right down to the wire, but I'm still back in Park Orchards with the crowd right behind them to get the victory. It's going to be a massive final quarter out here, though, at H.E. Parker Reserve. John O'Van, get us underway for the final quarter.
Let's do it then. Winner progresses to that one day in, August. We go up and go down. Fought the ball get at the full for Rowville. Wise and Jones try and work it out. They can't, as that Park Orchards player was held without it.
Up straight, Hutchinson.
Hutchinson in the center of the ground. Moves on very quickly past her opponent in Jones. Inside 50. Intended target, couldn't quite grab it. Taylor sends it forward, but only as far as that Rowville player. Might be able to get it back as bodies go to ground. Very scrambly affair at the moment. Out the back, though, Rowville might be able to make amends in the situation, but we're still heading down on the ground, in, round, up, down, left, right, front, behind, ball up. So here we go. Again, as the umpire picks it up, we've got the restart. And goes to footy, picking it up. There was Livingston. Wise does well to pick up the footy, try to dish it out to a teammate in the offload. Getting involved there was Kendall, who was wrapped up. Umpire says nothing doing. My ball.
So just watch for Hartnett here. She's one out in the square as it's been flicked out the way of Rowville. They try and link up by hand to exit. You can throw a blanket over 20 of them on that arc. So 3 points separating these two sides. 1 quarter left to play out here. So Trussler has it. She just dumps a high one up and under. She can rove her own footy as she's met front on by Cornish. Wrapped up and we'll have another ball up. So yet to gain any sort of meterage either way as it's Tapped forward the way of Rowville from Bell. Ray's there to mop up, playing that quarterback role. There's Bertoldi. Body's just piling on. And Bertoldi might be hurt.
It's exactly like this that the game started. It's been plenty of pressure from both sides. I've been a bit more impressed with Park Orchard's pressure though once more. And they need to press home this advantage as it's slightly towards their attacking half on centre wing.
Bertoldi bravely gets up. Park Orchards has been awarded the free kick, presumably it was meant to be taken by Bertoldi. Ray sends it down to the hot spot. One can particularly get it. Rowville trying coming out through Taylor, and here's Bukaroom getting the handoff in the direction of Wise. She couldn't quite take it. She goes to ground as she was trying to collect her own ball. Another ball up outside, opposite broadcast wing, centre wing. Up it goes. Down it comes, and it's only Bukaroom and Ray there. Might be a chance to, both teams equally a chance, I should say, to try and bring it out. Jones does exactly that. Finds a teammate on the chest perfectly. And then inside once again. Great mark taken there by Seedsman. She's had 9 goals from 12 matches this season in the regular. Moves on quickly, sends a big kick to the teeth of goal. It's gone left. And the first blemish of the day for the Hawks, 7-1-43. Leading Park Orchards 5-9-39. 4 minutes gone, fourth term.
Can't believe it's taken just over an hour of footy for Rowville to kick their first behind of the day. Unbelievable kicking. That was a pretty tough chance for Rachel Seedsman. But yeah, again, chance for Park Orchards to rebound here.
It's a sign of their class, Josh. So Bell tries to spin out of traffic, and then she's almost just laid on top of in the end. She'll earn a free kick. She headed the wrong way as well, so comedy of errors there.
Not the first time Rowville have done that today.
Bell to the hot spot now. She's got Jeffers front and centre, who's wrapped up well, and it'll spill the way of Jones.
Oh, hello.
Who can drive a low one forward.
High.
And a high free kick speed picked out.
Just
the collective groans of the Park Orchards bench as Rowville with a chance through Seedsman
once again
to create a little buffer. So with a chance to redeem herself, Seedsman strolls in and just jams through Rowville's 8th.
Jeez, that's a little bit of a dagger there for Park Orchards, but once more they'll just look to get it out of the centre here, out of this centre clearance, and you know, they showed in that third quarter they can get goals quickly from centre bounce clearances, but that's a good finish there from Rachel Seedsman. Does make up for the slightly tough set shot from before. The 8-1-49, 5-9-39, Rowville leading by 10 points. That's a really handy goal for the Hawks.
Last time they met, it was 49-all. Rowville have hit that number there, 49. Can they go a little bit higher and perhaps even further? Play restarts. It's all Rowville at the moment. Kendall marks in the center of the ground. Looks for the intended target. Can't quite find her. Of course, that was the goal kicker. And the last goal. O'Connell Webb's wrapped up.
O'Connell Webb in a tangle.
In the flank. That's probably the best one you've done all day, I'm not going to lie.
The pun king here, Trent Callan.
So a ball up on the flank. Jones and their opponent to do the work. Wise roving it, leaving it behind ultimately. Umpires paid a free kick. Go the way of Wise. The wisest head on the field. Kicks further afield, but it's all Park Orchards at the moment. Getting it back from whence it came, and Park Orchards could operate through open space.
So Trussler has it. She bites off the inboard ball.
Oh,
Standing in the path, Cornish. She beat Pollock to the footy. It's a good policy. And slap forward now, the way of Rowville.
good mark.
And a good mark's taken there by Seedsman, who's just stamping her class on today's contest. She's had a hot couple of minutes. Heads to the hot spot now and disposing her opponent there. It was the Rowville forward. Used their body to advantage. Just protecting the drop. It was Bo Curran.
She's looked threatening in front of goal today, her name, Bo Curran. Just using her strength as well to create a contest. And big chance for her second goal of the day.
So this would hurt if you're a fan of Park Orchards. Bo Curran strolls in and adds to their minor score total, as we've got a player down for Park Orchards, clutching at her left shoulder. In the meantime,
The casualty ward ramps up, perhaps.
Josh Ward.
I wasn't thinking about Josh Ward. The outer side, Park Orchards go. Hutchinson, cheeky little grubber along the ground. Might hit over the boundary line. It won't, as Georgia Livingston tries to chase her teammate's handball. She's still in and around the contest, Livingston, as that Park Orchards player is wrapped up. The Hawks, though, come forward again. A one-on-one contest falls in no one's favour particularly. O'Connell Webb had a jumper grabbed at Park Orchards. Moving across the face through Bevan. She's unable to gather. Her teammate sends it out towards the boundary line, bouncing, but it will stay in, well in. The luck of the Sharon Hay. Look at that from Mietta Kendall, who moves it forward, even though she was tackled, manages to get it out, and we'll have another ball up at the flank.
But that was still a great tackle there from Georgia Livingston. Kendall has shown she's got plenty of strength, but somehow Livingston managed to hold on to her for not long enough, but still for a while.
So Clark wins the hit out, palms it down the throat of Taylor, only as far as Denny, who from a standing start can head inside 50. Bevan getting involved once more. She's beaten to the footy as Park Orchards try and work it out by hand. Good smother applied there by Morton. She dives back on top of the footy. And then wrapped up was her teammate. So right forward pocket it sits. There's 2 kicks in this one as we tick past the halfway point of the last term. Hutchinson reads the hit out well. She can try and work into space now. Kendall stands underneath this one and gathers it. So she's got plenty of Park Orchards jumpers ahead. She's got no option but to head in that direction, and it'll sail over the pack in the end, as Ray will be the recipient of the last possession rule.
The Ray to bring it in. And lads, I have to say, it's definitely sweeping season here. We might get swept by the Magpies. It's already happened a couple of times here up in commentary position. Play continues here. Park Orchards looking to come out with it. It's bouncing footy. Denny gets the footy and sends it forward, but only as far as that Park Orchards defender, who quickly plays on. That Park Orchards defender, by the looks of things, is Bertoldi, I think, or maybe Livingston.
Brilliant tap.
They still might be on here in the centre of the ground. There's Livingston in the centre wicket. She gets back the 1-2. Goes across. Almost hit Pollock on the chest. But they're still on here. The Park Orchards. Time and space for Pollock. Inside 50 to a one-on-one contest. Couldn't quite take the mark though. Hartnett. And Rowville will bring it in once again.
Just look at that burst of speed from Izzy Pollock. That is an amazing burst of speed from her. And great creativity there. Good mark taken there from Kelly Butcher.
So there's been consecutive Haysom and then Butcher. She's almost butchered that kick in the end. O'Connell Webb evaded her, and now she's gang tackled in the process. She tries to appeal.
The pun king
free
at it
kick.
again.
So broadcast side it sits. Winning the hit up there was Jones. Only as far as Rukavina. Hutchinson sweeps it forward into the path of her teammate in Trussler, who tracks it. Taylor once more collects with the 1 mitt. Can flick it back to Rukavina, who's gang tackled. Rowville putting on the clamps here.
And they have to. They wouldn't mind stoppage after stoppage. It's still 7.5 minutes, but I think it's time for them to slow it down.
So Clark down to Hutchinson, who coughs it up to Bell, and she's off to the races now. She can go down the line. Brotto tracks it. She's got Wise for company, who can gather it and then drive a low one forward into the hands of Ray.
So
right spot, right time.
So Ray goes down the corridor. But to meet it there was Brotto. To send it back in. Oh, no, she does. And she gets it off to Kendall, who's immediately tackled. And the Park Orchards player gets her just reward. Brilliant tackle.
Caitlin Rukavina, that was.
On the VFLW Hawk there in Kendall. But then turned it over. It's in the hands of Taylor, who kicks to the top of the 50. Park Orchards have the numbers, and coming out with it is Hutchinson, who's got time and space, and so does her teammate a little further afield, kicking the footy in the direction of the number 22 in Nixon. It's all Rowville at the moment as there's a foot race on to get the Sharon on centre wing. The Rowville player was pushed out. The Park Orchards might be able to regroup, but Toldy gets it off to a teammate, then further centres it, and then Kendall, the brick wall, stops the footy in its tracks. And here come Rowville again to the top of the 50. A 1-on-1 contest falls in favour of Park Orchards just. We're going to have a ball up right on the paint.
That was bone crunching there from Mietta Kendall. Literally stopped a big chance there for Park Orchards.
You could hear it from here.
So Clark it was, met front on. She'll think twice next time as Rukavina can head down the line. Running onto it there and then losing her footing was Jeffers. From a standing start, Notman heads forward down the line. But running onto it, there well was Park Orchards. Back to the waiting arms of Notman.
11 points in it, 50-39. 5.5 to go. Kick in the direction of Rowville, and then Bukarum is wrapped up in the scrum of Park Orchards players. A swarm of sharks, if you like. Up goes the footy on the edge of the centre square. Jones, though, lays a tackle. We'll have another reset. Up we go once again. Jones gets the tap down once again, but then there's Georgia Livingston to collect for Park Orchards. Sending it into open space. It's a foot race. Rukavina goes immediately tackled, and it's going to be sent out of bounds. The tackling pressure for both teams today, gentlemen, has been fantastic, you have to say.
It's been immense, and Rowville have really stepped it up. 8-2-50 to 5-9-39. We've just got 4.5 minutes here. A good intercept mark there from Park Orchards.
So Cornish coughed it up, and it'll be the Sharks to head back down the line with a high ball. Taylor will fly. Standing in amongst that was Kendall, who gathers, and then her ball forward skewed. And Park Orchards with a chance to bring it back. Hutchinson offers a lead short, along with Ray. Both ignored. And they'll just head to the pack of players. So Tall Timber at the fall. Cornish will track this one at ground level. She does well to flick it up to Notman, who's getting involved. Bell spilt what she should have taken. It invited Boal in the end to go to work with a down the line ball. Trussler's there off one step, just dumps a long one. The race is on, and the Sharon bounces kind to Pollock, who's off to the races. Tracking her is Taylor, but to no avail. Pollock strolls in and pops through a much needed goal for Park Orchards.
Fourth of the day.
Izzy Pollock, take a bow.
6-9-45 to 8-2-50 here. This is going to be a massive final 3 minutes here. The Park Orchards faithful are getting up at about 5 points separating the two sides. This is going to be a very entertaining ending here. Park Orchards get that centre clearance as well. It is going to be game on, and they have a bit of momentum now, and the crowd and a wave of crowd. Shout out to Izzy Pollock, who's had a terrific game. 4 goals, could have had more. Just a brilliant finish there on the run.
Player of the day, win or loss today here at H.E. Parker. Umpires paid a holding free kick in favour of Park Orchards. This is their chance here. Boel inside 50. Players come to meet it. Footy goes to ground. That Park Orchards player dragged it in, managed to offload it. High ball at the top of the goal square, falls in favour of Pollock. Turns around on the left. Centering ball, but 2 Park Orchards players. And they're in front here at H.E. Parker. Can you believe it? They hit the lead and they lead by 1. Rowville 8-2-50 to Park Orchards 7-9-51 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Goodness gracious me.
They're getting up and about down here are the Park Orchards faithful. What a phenomenal contest. They needed that centre clearance and they got it. And this is going to be a massive ending here. Rowville need that centre clearance. Park Orchards just need to park the bus, I reckon, now.
So Nixon it was. God, chairs have been upended here. Rowville look to answer, but the clearance will be won by Park Orchards, who have all the momentum at the moment. Boel, Nixon at ground level once more. It's flicked into the path of her teammate from Taylor. Nixon once more. She's got Denny for company. And then players just converge at the drop with Kendall on the bottom of the pack.
1.5 minutes left. Park Orchards leading by 1.
What a finish.
So it'll be tossed high once more. Wise
Here we go.
with the clearing ball. Park Orchards, sorry.
Oh.
The 2 number 4s converge. It'll be a free kick awarded the way of Rukavina, who can take a bit of time out of this clock.
So the final minute here inside. And Park Orchards, as you say, what's the first name in their team? Park, the bus. You reckon, down the line.
Oh,
and
Izzy
a great
Pollock.
mark taken by who else but Izzy Pollock. Player of the match today.
What a
We've got
superstar.
40 seconds to go. And they're on their way to a grand final, you'd reckon. Boel takes the simplest of marks as there's a player down on centre wing, just on the edge of the line.
Oh my God.
30 seconds, clock won't stop, you'd reckon. Contest is there, Trussler went with the golden fist. Kendall's there to meet it.
Oh,
directly in
great
front of
pressure.
us, and she's caught a little high, but the umpire says
Great pressure from Park
ball up.
Orchards. Great
And
pressure.
with 10 seconds to go, the siren will sound. And Park Orchards are on their way to the 2022 Deakin University Women's Division 1 Grand Final. Listen to the crowd. And the Park Orchards players come from everywhere. That's all she wrote. 8-2-50 to the Park Orchards. 7-9-51. We're all done and dusted here, lads.
What a game. What a game. And look at the Park Orchards team.
Look at the jubilation.
Oh, this is unbelievable. We knew it would go down to the wire. Did not expect it to go this close. Jesus, Park Orchards. They were down and out early on in that 3rd quarter. They've somehow managed to claw back. I thought after Rowville kicked that first goal of the final term through Rachel Seedsman, Rowville would get the win, but they've just managed to will their way to victory, have the Sharks well deserved this grand final spot. And what a ripper contest. Trent Jono, this has to be the best game we've called all season, you'd reckon.
Without a doubt there, Josh, and you mentioned the word will. I think it's a good one because it sums it up perfectly, today's contest here, with Park Orchards coming from behind to take it from the jaws of defeat, basically. They had no right to win this one, and through Izzy Pollock, they did just that.
Well, as I said earlier, the margin, it was all square at 49 apiece. The last time these two teams met, they exceeded the, the 98-point score.
And they've gone past
in the
100.
most epic proportions.
Jesus, this is epic. And it's just so good to see the Park Orchards players just so happy, and so many Park Orchards players here and fans here as well, which is great to see. And we'll go through the goal kickers now. Izzy Pollock with 4 goals, could have had more, the 2 behind. Ali Hartnett with one goal, Lucy Nixon with one goal, and Jade Hutchinson as well. Great game from Izzy Pollock in particular. Danielle Brotto, the leading goal kicker for Rowville, with 3 single goal kickers after that. Once more, Rachel Seedsman, Cara Jeffers, Jade Wise, Haneen Bukaroom, and Rachel Jones. Let's go with a 3-2-1, but I have a feeling I know who your 3 votes are going to. Mine are going to Izzy Pollock. My two votes, it's pretty hard, but I have to say I was really impressed with Shay Denny down back. I've got to go with her for 2. One vote as well, Ali Hartnett, that third quarter, and creating a contest consistently. She gets my 1 vote. Trent?
Yeah, I'm probably following a similar path to you there, Josh, especially with that 3 voter going the way of Izzy Pollock. I think she just stamped her class on today's outcome, and yeah. But in terms of 2 votes, I'll probably lean towards Livingston. I think her third term, especially that premiership quarter, when it mattered most, she was just roaming free and had no one really guarding her. And then you have to probably give it to one of the Rowville defenders in either Denny or Cornish. I think they stood up from a Hawks perspective and did all their best to sort of nullify the Park Orchards forwards.
I agree with your votes to a T, Josh Ward. What a fantastic effort by Izzy Pollock. I mean, it was a faultless performance. What can you say? I'm lost for words at that. And I'll tell you what, she would be a smoky for best on ground in the grand final.
Oh, she definitely would be. And whilst I think she only played the 10 games this season, 11 if you include this game, she has put together yet another phenomenal season, playing as that high half forward. And just that burst of speed and that trusty left boot of hers, it was quite phenomenal. So yeah, quite obviously, Izzy Pollock, player of the match.
Sorry to cut you off. It was her trusty left foot that set up that Nixon goal to put them in front. So,
and it was that trusty left foot of hers that got that first goal of when they laid on for Park Orchards. The next final here is the fourth division second semi-final, Vermont versus Eastern Devils. Well, that pretty much does us for an absolute ripper of a Deakin University women's match of the round. Trent, Jono, superb call from you two once more.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good hearing your voice on special comments for a change. I think we should do that more often.
Yeah, I wish we could do that a bit more, Jono.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, out come the Devils for the Division 4 game. And, well, look, I have to say, what an absolute belter of a day this has been. What a great game. Just everything about it was fantastic. Gents, all the best for next week. And in terms of the viewers out there, I'll see you on Grand Final Day.
Yeah, it should be an absolute ripper next week as well. And then we've got Grand Final Day in 2 weeks' time. But that's all that is for this Deakin University women's match of the round. Park Orchards 1-point winners here, 7-9-51 to 8-2-50. Don't forget, later on at 1 p.m, we've got the Eastland match of the round, the final home and away match of the round of the season between Croydon and Montrose. Join the team on Facebook, YouTube, and the SEN app at 1 p.m. And then for the full game, including on 98.1 Eastern FM from 2 p.m. But thank you for tuning in to the Deakin University women's match of the round. Park Orchards progressing through to the Division 1 grand final.